Hi everyone, welcome back to Cradle to Crafted Life. This is Melanie and today we are going to dismantle this wedding day paper pad from Die Cuts with a View and put together some page kits. I didn't make a ton because a lot of this paper pad was gray with a little bit of black, and then they had some florals. But the florals didn't really have any of the gray or black in them, so I think that would be fine if you were doing this as a album, you know, using this paper pad to do a full book such as a wedding. But in my case, I'm not going to be using it for that. I'm just going to be using it for regular pages, if you will. And as such, I only made a few kits. So let's get started. The first kit is featuring this floral piece of paper with the smaller flowers. There's some prints here that have larger print, but this is the smaller of the two. I added that with this lace peachy pink color to pull out from the buds. And then because of the dark centers, I thought this would work really well as a contrasting piece, so the black just makes everything pop. And then I also threw in a foiled sheet, which is this gold foil, to round that one out. I think these would make beautiful cards as well as a beautiful layout or two. The next kit features that same cardstock again, but this time I paired it with this light gray geometric and another dark piece and a different foil piece. So very similar to the other one, just swapping out the peachy pink for the gray, but both have foil in there. This is the larger print that I was referring to, and I paired this with a black and white dot. I love this two together. There's something about dots and florals that just really make me happy. And I paired it with a gray stripe. I think this one looks stunning. This is the second kit featuring that large floral. I paired it with the cut-aparts, and the cut-aparts actually are pretty good in this one. They have these more generic ones, and then on this side are more wedding-ish, but even from that perspective they aren't too bad. It just talks about a love story and love you happily ever after. So like clearly this one you could use for anything, and this is nothing fancy, just love. You could use that for everything. Save the date, I mean you could do some sort of twist on it, but I would probably end up using the non-foiled side for most of my layouts. I have that same peachy pink lace with this one, and I paired that with that gray geometric again. This is a very soft kit, and then the gold foil. So if when I'm creating a layout I feel I need something dark, I would probably go and pull a dark piece, like a black piece, out of my stash. But for now I'm just going to keep this soft. I figured I could probably use some of these cut apart pieces to give that pop of black without having to pull another piece of paper, but I reserve the right to add. This next one is a little bit of an interesting kit. I struggle a little with these large prints, and mainly because I'm not sure exactly what to do with them, and really what I think you need to do is just keep it simple. And what I would probably end up doing in this case is just trimming out part of the insert here and tucking a photo, probably mat it on some sort of pink, and then add a title or something across it. And I threw this cut apart, well, it's not really a cut apart, but it is kind of a cut apart, in thinking maybe I could have one of these banners span the wreath. I thought that might be kind of fun. It does have, again, while this is a wedding collection, it doesn't scream it, which I can really appreciate, right? It's got the words beautiful, best friends, congratulations, I heart you. Like clearly these could all be used for different things other than a wedding. So this might be a fun page to make work. Obviously, if I go and do this and this doesn't work, this will just end up in my stash. Or the other thing I could do is flip it over and use it as a mat. If I were to do that, to be honest, I would probably get another black piece of cardstock and just do a very, very tiny mat and then the gray. But then the question is, how much of the wreath would I end up eating up? So I have to keep that in mind. So my last kit features the cut-aparts again. I paired it with this floral You could see there's no gray or black in here at all, which is why I kind of struggled pairing it with the rest of the cardstock in this collection. But I did. I took the gray stripe and the black polka dot, and in my mind I'm thinking I can use the cut-aparts to tie this in. So for instance, like the floral cut-apart has the gray in the back, and I could probably take that and mat it on the black. You get the idea, right? So that is my thought process for that kit. What do I have left? I have another one of those wreaths. The back side of that is this fabric or lace, I guess, in an off-white. Another one of those floral roses. The back side of that is a gray and white dot. This is the large floral, overall floral. This has that kind of vintage lace look. Another one of those. Here's the small version with a leaf pattern in gray on the back. Another one of those. A gray polka dot on white. And another lace pattern. Got two of those. And this is the back side of that cut apart. This has a geometric shape in gray. The other side is this one, which is similar to the wreath, only it's actually more of a frame. I didn't put this as a kit per se because I probably wouldn't add any other papers to this, or if I did, it's not something that I would use from this paper pad. I'd have to pull from my stash. So I have two of those. And then there is this gray heart on white, and this is that gold foil leaf that I threw in one of the kits. And then I have two of these geometric and this foiled. Now, the foil is too much on this one. I think it's lost its effectiveness. It just looks like blobs of gold, and the definition just isn't quite there for me. Yeah, it's not my favorite. So I will put this in my stash and use it as a gray geometric. So that is the wedding day paper pad from Die Cuts with a View. I hope you enjoyed the flip through and how I would combine them. Let me know below if you have any other ideas for this paper pad. Thanks again, everyone, and until next time, happy crafting.